Two tax rulings granted by Ireland have artificially reduced Apple's tax burden for over 2 decades in breach of EU state aid rules. Apple now have to repay the benefits worth up to 13 billion euros plus interest. This decision sends a clear message. Member states cannot give unfair tax benefits to selected companies, no matter if they are European or foreign, large or small, part of a group or not. In practice, Apple Sales International buys Apple products from their manufacturers. It sells these products throughout Europe, as well as in the Middle East, in Africa, and in India. No matter if you buy your iPhone in Berlin or Rome or elsewhere in these regions, contractually, you buy it from Apple Sales International in Cork, in Ireland. This is how Apple decided to set it up. This means that all profits coming from all these sales are recorded in Ireland. The Irish branch was subject to normal Irish corporation tax. However, the head office was subject to no tax in Ireland or elsewhere. This was possible under Irish law, which until 2013 allowed for so-called stateless companies. As a result of the allocation method in the tax rulings, only a fraction of the profits from the Apple sales internationally were attributed to the Irish branch. The remaining, the vast majority of profits was attributed to the so-called head office. This means that Apple Sales International as a whole paid very little tax on its profits. In 2011, Apple Sales International made a profit of 16 billion euros. Less than 50 million euros were allocated to the Irish branch. The rest, the huge majority, was allocated to the so-called head office, where they remained untaxed. This means that Apple's effective tax rate in 2011 was 0.05%. To put that in perspective, it means that for every million euro in profits, it paid just 500 euros in taxes. This effective tax rate dropped further to as little as 0.005% in 2014, which means that even less was paid in taxes. It was 50 euros per million in profits. To restore fair competition, Apple must recover up to 13 billion euros in unpaid taxes from Apple plus interest. This amount covers the period from 2003 until 2014. It starts 10 years before we made the first inquiries to the Irish authorities in 2013. It is for the Irish authorities to now determine the exact amount and the modalities of payment. The recovery amount can, for example, be put in an escrow account in case of an appeal in front of the EU courts.